and now also with the microphone on. Hello there and welcome to the show. And yeah, I've been kind of taking a bit of a break for a couple of weeks because I was kind of being out of ideas, but I think from now on I've been trying to do a weekly schedule, but now on I'm just gonna do it this way. If I don't have an idea for next week, I'm just going to announce that I'm gonna take a break next week. But I do have an idea for next week, so I am going to have a show next week. But I'm just gonna. It's not possibly not gonna be every week, but I'll let you know whenever I take a break. But anyway, enough blabbering. Let's get coding. So, as you can see, I've set up like the basic loop here already, and the rounding functions and the rotate 2D functions. Also, you might notice that I have a cheat sheet.p8 there. So if I just forget everything again and just totally black out, I can copy everything from there because I've prepared stuff earlier today. Hi there, Anticore. Welcome to the show. But anyway, let's start. So, first of all, let's go to the sprite sheet and let's draw an 9 by 9 sprite here. That, and let's draw the number 8. So now do we have a number 8 there? Yes, we do. So let's save that, and now let's make a program that reads that into an array. Let's just call our array unimaginatively array, or table actually, from now on. For now. And for y is 0 to 8, and do, and row is a new table. For x is 0 to 8, do, and row sget. So we're gonna get that pixel from this sprite sheet, and when the row is done, we're adding it to the table. Okay. We're running this just to see if there's a syntax error. There's an unclosed. Oh yeah. We're running this just to see it doesn't unexpected. Yeah. Okay, it runs. Doesn't do anything yet, it's not supposed to. So, now, for x, for y, no, let's do it this way. For x is 0, no, 1 to 9, actually, because now we're reading from the table. And if table x, no, yx is not 0, so it should be reading zeros and ones from the sprite map now. So it checks if it isn't 0, and if it isn't 0, then it resets x and y with color 7. So now if I did that right, the result should be that number 8 in the top left corner. If then is missing. Okay, there's a number 8. So now let's move that to the center. Yeah, that's now closer to what we're planning to do. So now so now let's do another table, which we are going to update every time we call draw. This way, obviously. Oh yeah, now we also need obviously we're gonna have to have a theta for our rotation, so it's gonna be, no, I'm not doing anything related to Facebook, and calculate this sine and cosine of that for our rotation function. So now for y rot, what was the rotate should be? X minus 4 and y minus 4. So yep, and so if that's working, then now we should and now let's see if it works. So if that works, then the 8 should be rotating. Nothing fancy yet. Nil. Oh, I forgot to add the row to the rotation table. Okay, now it rotates, it's a bit slow. Okay, no, it's not exactly what we were planning to do yet. So now let's add a value and call it zoom. Let's have it be like maybe 2 at first. Okay, and now let's have another value, let's call it tilt, and have it be like maybe 0.25 first. So now, okay, so now it spins like that. And what we have here is basically pretty much a simplest possible voxel routine. So, but it's not really very interesting yet. It just draws draws. Dots, we're gonna want them to be rectangles at least. Okay, there. And now when we change the zoom, it's a different side like that. So yeah. And yeah, but it's now done with rectangles, but we could actually do it. Oh, thank you, Zedfault. Okay, now it's done with rectangles. Let's instead do something like this. So let's comment all this out for now, bring it back later. So oh yeah, now we're actually gonna, let's change the name of the table to voxel map, so we know what it's actually supposed to be. So now let's make a table of vertices. Actually, let's call it disease. Better. And now we. Oh no, thank you. How do I kick someone out in this thing? Well, just ignore that person. And so what was I doing? Oh yeah, now we're gonna want to rotate all those. I think I can click on his name to kick him. Let's see this. Report. Where's the spam? I think it's a bot account. Yeah. No, it's too complicated. It wants me to write some explanation. I can't bother to do that. So yeah, back to the rotation thing. Yeah, it's gonna be 0. So let's just see if we did everything. All right. Did we do everything right? We almost did everything right. There should be...
bromfiets meer te zien. En geen
Okay,
De hele straat was leeg.
Oh yeah, these are identical. So now we have 4 dots. And also we're gonna want to multiply the 0 by the tilt. Now, instead of dots, let's do lines. I'm gonna define J later. So J is gonna be 1. And if J equals 5, then J equals 1. So now it takes 2 consecutive points from there, and if it would try to take point 5, which doesn't exist, it takes point 1 instead. So did that work? Yes, now it's a square. And let's actually have it be in different colors. So now it's in 2 different colors, and now we can do this. Let's change this to Z because it's more closer to what we want to actually be doing. So now, and now Y should be, it's gonna be from zoom to minus zoom with a stride of -1. And add the Y here, so we should be closer to a cube. Okay, it's closer to what we want to do, but we don't want it to be a hollow cube, so we're gonna do this. J equals the ceiling of, no, it's going to be 4 times the ceiling of the mod of, wait a second, is that right? Let's see. Okay, so anyway, now we have a new starting value for J. Is everything still okay? Yes. Now let's see if we do like so now we should be able to have the back faces be in a different let's take this loop out again so we can, oh yeah, let's have Y be 0 for now. So let's see. Yeah, it still draws all of them, which is actually not what I want to be doing. I actually just want to draw the back face first. Okay. Are we already in a spot where I have to check how I did this? Apparently we are. So... oh yeah, the modulo is supposed to be in parentheses. Yeah, now it works. So now we can do this. So normally the color is gonna be, let's say 5, but if we're drawing the first 2 lines, which are gonna be the back faces, I do this wrong. I do this the wrong way. So if we're drawing the back faces, then the color is going to be 5. Yes. And now let's get this back. And now we have a cube with ugly colors. What's the point? Well, the point is, now let's set it to the top left corner. Let's reduce the zoom to something like 2, and now that should fit a sprite. So after we're done with that, we're gonna copy from the screen to the, so this is the screen address, this is the sprite sheet, and we're gonna copy 512 bytes, so that's 8. That's gonna be 8 rows, so exactly 1. Exactly 1 sprite height. So now it's gonna be sprite 0. So let's now see what happens. Okay, it's kind of better. There are 2 problems. One is that it's drawing the cubes in the wrong order, and the other is that it's the distances are all wrong. Let's fix the first one. So now we can use some Pythagorean math and multiply zoom with the square root of 2. So now the distances should be more like it, but now the problem is that it's drawing them in the wrong order. So let's fix it like this. So let's make stride values, which we can change depending on the angle. So let's just do the 1 and 9 and 1 first. Now, and let's reset our camera and put cursor in 10.10, color 7, and now let's see what our theta value is. So we're gonna see what because those should look fine about 1/4 of the time, and we're gonna see at which point it looks fine. So let's see. Okay, it looks fine when it's above 0.75. So actually let's do it like this. So we have a chart of what the good values for them are. This is actually something I could just copy and paste, but I think this shows the logic of how to find the. Okay, so that was 0 to 0.25, and now let's see. This configuration and that looks fine from 0.5 to 0.75, and we can now deduce that the remaining configuration, which is this, should look fine, and 0.25 to 0.5. So now we can do it like this. So the x strides are correct if it's under 0.5. So let's do it like this. So let's assume that these are the right values, and if the mod of theta is over 0.5, then it uses these values instead. And now let's also assume that this is the correct stride for z, but if theta, the mod of theta is below 0.25, or the mod of theta, mod 1 of theta is above 0.75, wait a minute. Am I doing this right way now? I think I may have. Okay, let's see. I have an inkling that my logic isn't sound here, but let's see. Actually, it is. It now looks pretty okay. There's some amount of tearing, but now the drawing order is correct. And now the colors could be nicer. So 5 is going to be our top color. So let's have that be 7. And also let's remember to reset the palette after all is said and done. Okay. Okay, this is not the smartest way to do this, but we'll improve this later. And yeah, now let's pick nicer colors, maybe 14 and 15. Okay. Now it looks like that. There's still a there's still a bit of tearing, but we'll get to that later. But now let's improve that again. So let's get back to editing the code, and actually let's edit the picture. So let's add these little speckles here. And actually yes, let's save that. And now let's do it like this. So let's make a table for two different possible types of squares which we have right now. And the other is the other way around. Now now let's see if that worked. This is okay. Now it alternates, and now we can optimize this a bit. You'll notice that it's taking 16% of CPU now, so we don't want to be doing all these PAL calls here. We can do it more efficiently with PICO-8. So let's instead define our palette as 2 hexadecimal values, one of 4 bytes and one of 1 byte. So one for colors 1 to 4 and one for the 5th. So we're going to be using PICO-4, and so basically if we PICO-4, if we PICO-4 this value, in Cyber Soundtrack it's a classic, but yeah, anyway, if we poke this to 5F01, then it's going to change color 1 to 15, color 2 to 14, and so on, from right to left. And the remaining color is going to have to be its own byte. So yeah. So now now we can now if that works, okay, let's remember it's now 16%. If I did everything right, it should drop a little bit now. String value. Do I still have a this. Oh yeah, I thought I need to have this here. Unexpected symbol near. Oh, this doesn't need a parenthesis. Okay, so now we've dropped it to 14%. Not super significant, but kind of significant. And now let's see if we can do something about that tearing. So as we see, it works pretty well now, but it occasionally shows flickering between those. And this is kind of sort of different. Actually, I'll get back to this later because this is kind of different than the implementation I did earlier today. So it's kind of behaving differently, but let's get back to that later. Now, let's add more layers to our voxel map. Let's actually make it three-dimensional. So let's start drawing from, okay, this starts at 0, so the next starts at 9, so the next is going to start at 18. We're going to skip a layer, leave it empty. So let's just have this here, this here, this here, this here, and oops, no. This here. No, it's too much. Alright, and let's actually have them be this, so they are colors that exist. And now let's try some kind of a pattern there. And now we should, okay, let's save this. Now let's alter this here a bit. So let's actually change this to Z, and now let's start doing it by Y. So we now have 2 layers. So let's go from, 3 layers. So let's go from 0 to 2. And now we're adding the row to the layer, and then we're adding the layer to the voxel map. And now we have to change this here a bit. So we have to add a 3rd loop. So this should have been Z's to begin with. Let's see how many Z's I forget to change to Z. And now let's add a 3rd loop for Y equals 1 to the size of the voxel map. So Y is the first index here, and now we need to add y value to the z value. So did I do that the right way? Unclosed function. Oh, I'm missing an end. Okay, it's upside down, but otherwise. Okay. Let's now get rid of the corner pieces. And have these be a third color. Okay. So let's, for now on, let's have them be all white. Is that working? Yep. You know, we're a bit, I'm gonna set this a bit low or so, because it's a bit high. Okay, now let's have it be so that the outsides are white and the upsides are, let's say 14. Okay. And let's have the non-outsides be, let's see now. Let's try 6. So one side should be 7 and the other should be 6. Okay. And also it looks like right from only one side, but let's get the colors correct first so that they're nice and okay. Now they're better. Now let's make 4 copies of this. One where one of the sides is white. So, okay, and now let's see. It's currently showing right on that singular block. So let's see. Am I supposed to do this clockwise or counterclockwise? Let's see. I'm supposed to do it counterclockwise, so let's do it counterclockwise. Now, right. Yeah. Okay, so now let's do more layers. That started at 18, so the next starts at 27. Okay, so next starts at 36. And the next, okay, 47, and now 56, and now we have 4 new layers, so actually yeah, okay, is that one voxel a bit too much to the right, or no, actually these are too short. Yeah, and at this point let's actually have it rotate the other way. Okay, now let's do some more. So this is 26, so the next is going to be 35, and yeah, 35 and 4, 35, 44 and 4, 53 and 4, and 62 and 4. Okay, and the other one side is going to be, okay, so 33, 42, 51, and 60, and actually 59, because yeah. And now one more this side, up from 18 to 27 and a 2. No, actually is, no, it needs to be here obviously. And let's see, if I plotted everything right, we should have, it's a PICO-8 on the bottom. So let's look at that for a while. And now we're running at 28% CPU, so we still have room to do stuff. So let's bring it back to work. And can still actually so the center should be there, it should be. If this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, so yeah. Yeah, and Yeah, this can also be done with just simple rectangles, and that's a good way to do it too. If you have if you really like, because this is more CPU intensive than just drawing rectangles, but we haven't run out of processing power yet. So let's this, and now the next center is 40. Yeah, this is kind of cleaner than doing it with just rectangles and or 2D sprites. This has some problems of its own, because it kind of results in, well, it's more expensive for the CPU. And also there are some screen tearing issues, as we have seen, but you can get around those screen tearing issues just with how you design the scene, of course. But it does require you to work around it a bit. So now we have these here. Let's do our remaining palette values. So that's just gonna. So it's going to start from 7. These are all just going to be just single color cubes, the same color for each side. We of course need commas here. So this needs to be 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E, and F. And let's copy that. Just 4 times, add a dot here. And now we have the PICO-8 diamond there. It's kind of cluttered up, so let's see if we can still increase this. Oh, did I remove the... No, here it is. So let's add what? Let's see how much we can spread that zoom out. Okay? Let's see if we can bring it up closer and a bit more still, and now it looks mostly intact. Now it's in the center. We don't actually need that print thing anymore. So let's have it do something interesting. So let's add 1 and then the sine of f, the frame counter, times that maybe. And now you can see it does, that kind of explodes and comes back together. And we can also modulate the tilt value. So let's have how fast is too fast? This is too fast. This is still a bit too fast. This is nicer. Okay, so now we have a quite simple voxel map rasterizer that works by just drawing one cube and then using that cube as a sprite, altering the palette every time. And if you want to have more than 15 different types of cubes, you can, well, then you can't really map it using the sprite editor, but it's of course possible to just make the table by hand. So let's mess around with this a bit more. What we could do is okay, we're still only 34%. So how much would it cost us to do draw the cube for every layer? Just seeing if this is feasible to do this several times, because if it is, then okay. So what if we put the draw cube? Oh yeah, then we would actually need to do that like this, which in my other test, I put the while loop innermost because I kind of had problems when it was on the outside. So let's see if we actually can do this. So first let's just draw cube here. So okay, no problems yet. So we should be able to do that. Actually, yeah, this needs to be in the draw cube, of course, as well. work. It still does still work. Now let's do it this way. Let's wait a minute. Actually, the smartest way to do that would be how many layers did we have? We had 7 layers, so let's start like this. Okay. Now let's not do the rest of this. Let's just see if this works. Oh yeah, now it thinks that the command block stops there, so we're gonna have to actually do it like this, and the multi-line command ends there, and give it a single line command. So now we should have 8 different squares in the top corner. We do. Excellent. Now, what we can do with this is that let's get everything back as it was, just to see if everything works. It does, though now we have to let this grid rotation thing be part of the layer loop. Now that we're doing it this way, there's no real reason for us to use a table for this, but let's do it this way for now because it's faster. It's just faster to not rewrite everything. And now Oh yeah. It's a bit... It's not supposed to look like that. Is it now rotating to... Oh yeah. And we also need to change this here. Okay. So now it's better. And let's have that rotation. Let's have that twist value also be something that changes. And it's a bit too intense now. First of all, it twists a bit too much. Now it twists a bit too... Okay, well, maybe it could be faster. Okay, now it twists around like that. Let's look at that for a while we think about what to do next. The bottom number 8 colors are kind of... Let's change those colors a bit. I don't really like them. So let's try 9 and 4 instead. Or 9 and 4 instead, so... What that looks like. Yeah, it looks better. The top color could also be maybe 10, maybe yellow. Yeah, now it looks nicer. And now it twists around. Now we have everything we need for if we want to do an old school scroll text which is completely unreadable. So let's look at that for a while again. Now we still have 40% CPU left, so let's do some more sprite map trickery. So let's get out here first, and now after we've done this, we can copy this to I really should remember what 512 is in hexadecimal, but I don't. And I should remember this too, but I don't. And let's see if we did everything right. We did not. Are we forgetting to reset the camera? Yes, we're doing this correct. We also need to reset the palette before we do this, of course. And thank you. It is looking quite quite nice. So let's put this after the first clear screen. Am I still doing this right? I am not doing it right. Are you submitting anything PICO-8 to Outline? I totally forgot Outline was even happening, so doesn't look like I'm gonna be submitting anything there, unfortunately. Unless yeah, I can still do a Varian if I relinquish all shame, but I could submit this, though it's technically kind of released, I guess. Okay, so now it does that. And first of all, we don't want to draw everything. And second of all, we want it to actually dissolve. Okay, how does that look? Okay, now it's leaving kind of like a trail. On that note, I have a Varian Exegraphics and a lot release under JMO. Oh, definitely. Get in touch with me or come to, if you're using IRC, you can come to hashtag Jumalauta or hashtag pi, I don't remember how many digits of pi, or you could get in touch with Truck and he'll let me know. Yeah, definitely we're interested. We are always on a lookout for people to do more variants. Yeah. So, well, if Twitch has a, IRCnet, I'm gonna have to check if that channel actually does exist. Yeah, so Jumalauta on IRCnet. Welcome. Come over there and show us your entry and just hang out there. We're cool people there. And now let's see. It dissolves a bit too quickly. Now it dissolves a bit too slow. The hard part is getting a cool JML nickname. Yeah, that's kind of that's easier when you're actually at a party and people are losing their inhibitions. And now I wonder why it seems to be forgetting the. Yeah, motion blur looks nice. I just wonder why it's forgetting the palette. Why is that? The palette is forgotten. On Real Spectrum, yeah, on Real Spectrum I wouldn't do any of this, to be honest. Yeah, that it would not be the problem I have, but so why does it forget the palette? At which point does it forget the palette? I am thoroughly mystified at its forgetting the palette-ness. Oh yeah, it needs to actually reset the palette, otherwise it does everything wrong, so yeah. Now let's get back to this. Yeah. And now it works. Now it has a blur in it. It has the correct palette, and yeah, that's a nice looking effect. It spins around just enough to get around the fact that there are some aliasing and tearing issues with this method. I'm liking how it looks. It could be still a bit more blurry, so let's adjust that just a bit, and then we'll call it a night. And actually, we're modulating everything, so let's also modulate this. Okay. I'm liking what it looks like. Oh yeah, one more thing. Okay, did I mess anything else up? I actually wanted to use some other color. Okay. And yeah, and there we have it. That is our effect. So, yeah. It's unfortunately now it doesn't blur the top and bottom because it doesn't copy them to the sprite map. But actually, let's fix it by just not having the rays be that long. Okay. Now it looks That looks nice. So yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. I think I'm done with this for now. But next week's show I think is gonna be a bit different because Garguy wants me to show really how a toolchain works. So next week I'm just gonna be basically showing how to set up a development environment. So I probably won't be doing much interesting visual stuff. If I have time at the end, I'm gonna just improvise something. But other than that, it's basically just gonna be kind of like a seminar where I show you how to just basically set everything up. So if you're interested in that, then tune in next week. But I'm gonna try to do something interesting visually, but it's gonna be more of a seminar type show. But that's just gonna be a one-off thing. I'm gonna try to get back with some like visual effects the week after that. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching, and everyone remember to check out Outline this weekend on the internet. If you have entries, even better. I don't, unless I enter this or a Farian. But yeah, thanks for watching, and have a nice rest of the week.